Well, sometimes in boxing, I got a knack for making hard things look easy. I just got a good poker face. I definitely have looked back. I
Because
definitely,
you made it look easy. Because I said this, why is he retiring?
but that's sort of what makes a great fighter a great fighter. We don't
Yeah.
show pain. We know how to suppress emotions and feelings to get the job done. But that doesn't mean that I'm not dealing. I'm dealing for sure. So I definitely have looked back. I just haven't gone back. And, I didn't realize that I'd probably have to retire 4 or 5 times. I'd have to reaffirm my convictions many times, to ultimately cause me to stay away. And, on a good day again, I'm like, man, you did what you're supposed to do, man. You'll be a roadmap for the younger generation. On a bad day, I'm like, dude, what were you thinking? Tens of
I
millions
could
of
have made
dollars.
so much money, right?
Oh my gosh. And just like the plan for me after beating Kovalev the second time was cruiserweight, which is the weight class up, and then heavyweight.
Yeah.
I wonder what could have been some days, but I know I made the right decision.
Do you think that, did you have visions of possibly fighting heavyweight?
Yes. Yeah. We talked about it in the post fight press conference after the Kovalev. And we've talked about it even for years as a young kid, because even though I was never the tallest or the biggest, I never had a problem with bigger guys. They were actually easier for me to fight a taller, longer guy than a shorter guy. So Verge knew, like, yo, it's no problem. We can do it. So Tony Bellew from the UK was the cruiserweight champion at that
Yeah.
time. He was on my list. And then Anthony Joshua at heavyweight. That's what I was going to be gunning for.
Do you ever think about what that fight would have looked like? Andre Ward, Anthony Joshua?
Man, I think about it all the time, being, either stateside, in a big arena or a big stadium in the UK with, over 100,000 people. I mean, that stuff you watch in movies. But I did the right thing. There's always going to be another one. There's always going to be another opportunity. And what got me the night that I retired, like not announced it, but the night I finally made the decision, I was on the phone with my lawyer, my good friend Josh Dubin, and I like retired, and then I was like starting to walk it back in the same conversation. I was like, man, but wait, whoa, the money, this and that. And he got me. He said, I thought you said you would never just box for money. And that's something I've always had to remember, and that keeps me on the straight and narrow.
Wow. What do you think about all of these and what's happened with the sport? And I know a lot of people like it. I like watching it, the exhibition fights, the MMA guys crossing over, the Francis Ngannou fighting, Jake Paul. What do you think of all the things that have happened since you sort of
I don't
left the
hate
sport
against
side?
it. Yeah, I don't hate against it. I would probably do it for the right situation.
Still now as an exhibition,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. I keep myself just good enough to where if I needed,
Look like you're in
seven,
good
eight
shape.
weeks. Yeah. I can take care of my business. I go get ready and for sure. I don't hate on it, man. I think some of the influencer versus influencer, when you see like the skill levels just not there, to
Yeah.
me, it's laughable.
Yeah.
And I don't hate on it. It just shows them that they're not close to our level. But the crossover stuff, like what Jake Paul, Logan's doing, and Ngannou just did, man, I respect it. That takes a lot of courage, takes a lot of heart. You got some guys that are saying, "Oh, it takes away from boxers." I don't think so. It actually brings a new audience,
Yeah.
more eyeballs, and if their fan base follows them over to boxing, man, more power to them. So I'm a fan of it. I appreciate it, and I watch it.
Yeah, and I think you're right too. It makes people appreciate what you all do, the real deal boxers,
Yes.
because you clearly see there are different levels to it. Who is there a guy that I don't know that interests you? If you say, okay, if that was the fight, then maybe I would do it.
It would be a Jake or a Logan Paul type of situation.